Have you ever heard of Nightmare? Like a lot of other games in the 90s, it came with a VHS, which you timed with your play. The character on the video would give you instructions on what to do while you played the game in real time. Being a scaredy cat, I refused to play it when my mom bought it for us. My brother was disappointed about not being able to play Nightmare, but my mom had a solution. She brought out Rap Rat. It was a cheap, dingy little thing catered to kids my age. You went around the board, collected cheese, and the first player to reach the end would win. It seemed simple enough, and since it reminded us of Mousetrap, which we didn't have at the time, there were no objections. We popped the movie into the VHS and set up the board. The first part of the video was just a simple explanation of the rules, as well as instructions on how the game worked. Then, Rap Rat came onto the screen. He was not what any of us had been expecting. My younger brother, who was only 3 at the time, immediately left the room crying. Rap Rat didn't even resemble a rat. The ears were far too big, and he had a mouth lined with only 2 teeth. And the inside of the mouth looked almost swollen. But the most striking part about the thing were the eyes. They were large, glassy, and almost fish-like. I asked my mom, then bothered my mom, and then finally begged and pleaded for my mom to turn it off. My begging was cut off by the sound of Rap Rat suddenly shouting loudly, screaming and wailing on the TV, saying, "Wait your turn," in a demonic, low-pitched voice that was not at all like his normal, obnoxious, nasally voice. I also remember that, in the background, we could hear the narrator from the beginning saying, "He's Rap Rat, and he's the boss." Over and over and over again, in an overly serious tone. That video was indescribable. Images crossed the screen in quick succession overcut with Rap Rat's expressionless eyes. The images were some of the things that I was afraid of at the time. A person looking over a balcony, a hornet slowly stinging somebody's eye, an extreme close-up of a tarantula, a pit full of writhing cobras, and a blood-covered syringe filled with an ominous green liquid. My mother finally turned the video off, and like my younger brother, I ran out of the room screaming, rushing to my bedroom and slamming the door behind me. It took my mother maybe 20 minutes to convince me that the video was gone, and that I would never, ever see it again. It did and it didn't help, because that entire week, all I had were nightmares about Rap Rat. That wasn't the last time I saw Rap Rat. About a week ago, while my girlfriend and I were preparing to move in together, I was cleaning out the closet of my old room. And I found Rap Rat again. With the same VHS and the same board game inside. It was almost perfectly intact, save for a thick layer of cobwebs and dust bunnies on top of it. This was strange. I thought my mother got rid of it. And what was the game doing in my room? Admittedly, I let out a bit of a gasp when I found it, and my girlfriend came rushing into the room asking what was wrong. Breathing harshly, all I could say was, "Rap Rat." She laughed a bit, asking if I was joking. I shook my head, explaining to her that it wasn't. She didn't believe me. Then again, nobody did. So, I decided that the only way that I could prove it to her was to show her. To show her the video. I borrowed my neighbor's VHS player and played the video for her. However, the images, they had changed. I saw a clown, its big red nose bursting and spraying blood all over the screen. I saw a woman standing alone in a dark room. I saw a man being forced to pick up white-hot metal and hold it in his outstretched hand, turning the flesh on his hand into a bloody, leathery mess. I began to hear that same strange scratching sound that I heard as a child. The sound of it getting louder and louder. Then, suddenly, Rap Rat appeared on the screen and began twisting and convulsing, his arms thrusting this way and that. And that was when I noticed that the puppet, the costume, or whatever it was, it wasn't fake anymore. Even though it was just an image on the TV screen, I could tell that the felt was no longer felt. It was actual fur. Real rat fur. His face wasn't plastic anymore either, but instead was just a bristle of thorns with those same 2 teeth. His eyes turned inwards and suddenly popped back out again. Rap Rat's huge, fish-like eyes were now inside out, staring right back at me, watching my every move, my every expression. It grinned widely and gestured at my girlfriend and I with a single, outstretched, inhuman hand. I could hear the faintest of scratching, no longer coming from the TV, but now coming from my front door. The image on the TV went blank, and it changed to static. The scratching sound got louder and louder. But soon, it wasn't just the scratching sound anymore, but instead, it sounded like thumping. Thumping against the door. It sounded like, almost like tiny feet on wood. My girlfriend embraced me in fear, and my survival instincts kicked in. Before anything else could happen, I stopped the video, ejected it, and unplugged the VHS. And just like that, the thumping, the scratching, it all stopped. I gathered my courage and looked out the living room window. Nothing was there. The police showed up soon after, warning us that a neighbor had seen a figure outside of our door and had called the police in concern. My girlfriend and I simply could not explain what had happened, and we just had to tell the police officer that it was us, that we had a little mishap with the lock and we were able to get back inside, and that everything was fine. I was beyond furious that a children's game of all things was causing me this much terror. I had gone to go pick up the tape, but the VHS tape burned my hand. I'm not even kidding, it burned my hand. It felt like I had touched a stovetop or a Bunsen burner on the highest setting. I had to get my oven mitts from the kitchen in order to take it outside, and even then it was scorching hot, burning my hands through the fabric. I brought it outside, tossed it onto the sidewalk, and crushed it with my heavy winter boots. Similar to when I was younger, my girlfriend and I had nightmares every night. We would both wake up in the middle of the night and describe eerily similar images that we saw in our sleep. That scratching noise would always be there at night. When all lights were off and the room was pitch black, save for the sliver of moonlight coming in from the window. Now, the scratching would happen every time I went anywhere near the front door, or any time we said Raprat's name. It sounded as if it sounded as if something very small was dragging something across the ground outside the door. As if it was pacing, waiting. I would simply wait too, with the covers pulled up to my neck, and just waited until I finally fell asleep, succumbing to exhaustion. At this point, I was determined to sue the company that made the game for damages. The first thing I did was call my mother and ask her where the hell that she got that game. Where she got Raprat. She couldn't remember. I couldn't blame her for that. It had been a long, long time ago. So, I looked online and I found a merchant who sold various versions of Raprat. And I asked how I could get in touch with the company. He sent me this email. I don't know about the game, but I know it was created by the same people who created the game Nightmare. The company is called A Couple of Cowboys. Try them. I did a bit more research and discovered that the company went out of business in 1994, only 2 years after the company created Raprat. After a bit more digging, I soon discovered why they did. Alright, how Raprat came to be. In 1992, the year of the game's development, a couple of cowboys had commissioned a manufacturing company in Haiti to create the doll portrayed in the game. The company who created the puppet ran a sweatshop where they forced women and children to produce the various components of the puppet, including the felt and the plastic of the doll. One day, a young Haitian girl had gotten her arm caught in the industrial sewing machine. The spring loader, unable to handle the weight on the machine, came loose and struck the child's neck. It killed her instantly. A few days after the funeral, the mother of the child had come to the factory demanding to see the owner, who had denied that he had anything to do with the accident. In a fit of rage, the mother said that the blood from the innocent would seep into every crevice of the doll, every component of which it was created, and all who touched it would die. She claimed to have summoned a fear demon and screamed at the top of her lungs, "Apparat will curse you." The owner simply laughed and told his corporate bosses about Apparat. They spread the joke from person to person, and soon the game was renamed Rap-Rat, a loose anagram of the name Apparat. Each recitation of the name Apparat brought with it a greater and greater curse. Only 2 years after the game Rap-Rat was created, the company A Couple of Cowboys was shut down, and the owners were hired by Mattel. There were stories of the workers begging for days off, skipping work for weeks and weeks, and claiming to have been finding the puppet, the Rap-Rat doll, in strange places. And no sooner did the stories of suicides begin to appear. Grim, violent suicides in which the workers would stab their hands and burn themselves to death, writing the phrase, "I am fear," on the nearest surface in blood. Nobody knows where the Rap-Rat doll went after the original creators disappeared. Legend has it that the last things the victims saw before going insane were large, sunken, fish-like eyes. Words of warning. 1. Never, ever, and I mean never, say apparat out loud. Saying a demon's name aloud is like an invitation to them, a calling, an open door. If you or someone you know has already done this, it cannot be undone. 2. Do not try to speak to or contact apparat. You'd only be bringing forth your own downfall by doing such things. And 3. Avoid being awake between 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. Not only is this a time where spirits are most active, and when demons are more likely to look for innocent little suckers to plague, this is a time when Raprat is most likely to try and scare you. The VHS is back. I thought I stomped on it, smashed it to Kingdom Come, but it's back. I found it in my sock drawer yesterday. This time, I was ready. A whole bunch of people have been contacting me, trying to get the tape or some sort of video from the board game. My answer to you is no. It's just too dangerous. If I did that, it could very well drive you to madness, scare you to death. The video and the game and Raprat itself as a whole, they have some sort of strange power. Raprat, it follows me everywhere I go. I see little shadows in the corner, or I hear strange sounds coming from down the hallway when I'm the only one home. If Raprat is there, it will let you know. But it will never let you see it. Unless it's too late, of course. A lot of people have been watching the normal video from the normal board game. And that's the thing. Raprat can be normal when it wants to be. That's his way of tricking you. It will trick you into thinking that it's just a normal game, or just a normal video, or just a normal puppet. And when it wants to, when it deems you as something fun to toy with, It will stalk you day and night and haunt you for the remainder of your days. Hello, my darlings. It's me, Camilla. It's been a while since you've last heard my voice, hasn't it? Well, Danny gave me the spotlight for just a moment, so that way I could tell you all, thank you so much for all of your support, and for watching this video. Not only does your support truly mean the world to Danny, but it also means the world and more to me. And speaking of support, if you want to continue to support me and Danny and the rest of the faces of this channel, Danny just launched a brand new Patreon page. They've been actively posting content on there, ranging from behind the scenes looks to unreleased early access videos and audios, as well as some Patreon exclusive content too. $3 is not only for general support, but it also gets you access to the behind the scenes content, like work in progress pieces of scripts and thumbnails, as well as full uncut audio recordings chock full of Danny's, well, bloopers. And you also get to say in on various polls that they'll be putting up in the future, in regards to what videos they should work on next, what to post or upload next, what games they should stream next, etc. $6 gets you all the previous tier's benefits, but it also gets you a 4 to 7 day early access pass to all of Danny's finished thumbnail art, their completed original audio roleplays, as well as their creepypasta narrations. They've mentioned briefly to me that they won't be including audios using other people's scripts, like the ones they found on Reddit, for example. However, they did say that they would do it if they were given explicit permission by the scriptwriters first. And included in the $6 tier, Danny says that I can read your name aloud at the end of videos and audios, which I'm sure many of you would appreciate hearing my lovely voice give each of your names the spotlight they deserve. And lastly, $20 gets you all of the previous tier's special benefits, all including one very special catch. You also get access to all of Danny's Patreon exclusive content. These include audio roleplays, artwork, unreleased script ideas, and the like. Things that will never see the light of day anywhere but there. Please feel free to check out Danny's Patreon if you can. But if some of you can't afford to do Patreon, but would still like to support me and Danny and the rest of the channel with a friendly donation, we also have a Ko-Fi page. It may look barren now, but Danny's told me that she fully intends to make more use of it by winter, by opening up audio commissions. So keep your eyes open for when that particular announcement goes up. Maybe I'll be the one to give the special announcement, including all the details about that. Links for both the Patreon and the Ko-Fi will be down in the description, but they'll also be available in Danny's YouTube page's About section, as well as their Linktree page. Thank you so very much to our very first $9 patron, Polyup. You are absolutely amazing, and such an adorable little sweetheart. And I know for sure that Danny appreciates your support. I know I most certainly appreciate your patronage, my dear. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video, and for watching this far ahead in the ending. We promise that there is more to come soon, everybody. We wish you all a wonderful day, afternoon, or night, wherever you all are in this big, beautiful world. I love you all so very much, my dearest, most precious little siblings of mine. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.